Hey everybody, it's David here. I just wanted to do a quick video about the state of the hobby space because there's a few pieces in motion. You can see the desk here. I'm in the process of actually working on a video. So you can see here, this is what it looks like as I grind my way through a video. Here's my workstation area. I have this laptop is primarily for gaming. It's not what I do my editing on. I have a little server over there that runs a home media server, and then my camera is there. Just wanted to give you a sense of the space that I work with. Oops, I'm bumping into something, and you'll see that in a minute. So this is sort of where I tend to hang out. And then currently, this is what my shelves look like. So you can see there's rows of video games. You may have seen these in the background of some of my videos before. But then on the top shelf, you just see an absolute ton of box sets, plastic miniatures, miniatures that are sort of prepped and ready to go. All my terrain is pretty much on these shelves. You can see there's houses there and all sorts. Oh, look here. It's a little curiosity. This is an obsidian malachite dagger that I got from Teotihuacan when I was in Mexico a few weeks ago with work. You know, we found time to actually go out and, go out and have an enjoyable trip to the pyramids there. Then, yeah, just more terrain, a few odds and sods. My shelf where I store things when I sort of part finished, which I talked about last time, or recently at least. I don't know if it's last time, but when I talked about recently about my shelf of stuff ready to work on whenever I feel like it, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Loads of video games which I never find time to play, and you can see that very much still in a state of undress here. Like we moved here last June. We haven't really had a chance to properly unpack, and I'll tell you why in a moment. There's my wife's board game collection. I say her board game, it's our board game collection, but primarily it's hers. So this is the sort of the hobby corner, if you want to call it that. And then there's my video game area that I seldom use. There's the TV that does the Chromecasting for me when I watch my YouTube channel stuff, like my friends, you know, who I admire very much. My online friends, I guess let's call them that. And you can see here, just, you know, box of miniatures, some other bits and pieces. I don't really play video games much these days, but I still have the systems, and every now and then I get the hankering to play a bit. We've got some nice big sofas and a projector here. Haven't quite figured out, probably going to mount that on the wall in some fashion, or to even the ceiling, that projector. But for now, it's just whenever we want to do movie night. It gets nice and dark here at night, so because this is the basement level, as you can see, so we can shoot a movie straight onto the wall here. And then Catherine and I can cozy up on this little tiny sofa thing here. And obviously it doesn't have the IKEA piece of furniture chilling on it when we do that, but yeah, that's the idea. Then this, from what I can gather, when this house was built, this is a doorway, right? And this was actually two separate rooms. They've obviously taken the wall down here to make it bigger, but then you end up with this weird like support that just stands here. So then there's a display cabinet, which is quite nice. So this actually worked out pretty well for me. I don't know if I like it here, but it is what it is. But you can see I've unpacked a lot of my miniatures into these shelves. You can see Napoleonics at the top, 15mm Ancients, my Vikings. I'm showing you them from the back because that's often how we see our own miniatures, isn't it? There's some Germans and Poles, Battlefleet Gothic, some Warhammer 40,000 stuff, Romans, that's the painted Romans, and some Eastern Allies, and some more bits and bobs, and some Warhammer Dwarves. Then you come around the other side. But it's nice because the person who put this together actually put up some spotlighting, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you can just get a sense of it. So this has been sort of an area where I put things for the moment. Now, obviously there's some broken Bretonnians that need fixing there. The reason for all this is that, as I mentioned several months ago, I went to go pick up my stuff from my brother in Texas, and which I did. I drove down there with my car. It was a very long drive. The dogs came with me, and then we ended up I ended up loading my truck up full and driving back with all the boxes. I actually posted some stuff back because there's so much stuff to come. It just shows you how much rubbish we collect. This so this is kind of where I wanted to sort of, this is a centerpiece of the story really. So this is a sort of headboard dresser combination, with a mirror and everything, which you'll see in a moment. This is our guest bedroom, and this has been occupied for the last few months on and off. You can see there's the mirror there, there's the sides for the headboard, and then obviously the sort of long piece sits over the top like that. We've not used it in that fashion, mainly because it doesn't fit our sensibilities, but this is where Catherine likes to park her Christmas tree. Anyway, so we've had a guest staying with us. It's a lady that's also Point Roberts local, who's been out of a living space for a while. She's a carer, so she typically lives with the people she works for. And unfortunately, one of the people that she was working for died, and her living space arrangements fell through. So we've had her staying with us for a while, and that meant that this back room here, this is a little, let me step back so you can see what I'm talking about. This little storage closet, I guess the Americans would call it, has been full of her things. Now, yesterday she got us off a storage unit, so now we can reclaim this space, and my things will start moving in here. So as you can see here, there's loads of racking. It's pretty sturdy. I'm going to use this for my terrain and all my anything that doesn't need to be on display basically will go up. And the nice thing about this modular design is you can add shelves, so you don't have, they're not fixed height, right? So yeah, this space is now clear. This was cleared yesterday afternoon. I just helped to load up. We used my truck to move this stuff, so it was nice and easy. But yeah, so this is the space that's going to be for my hobby storage, I guess. But I don't want to just put stuff in boxes and forget about it. I kind of want to make it like you can look at what you're... I want to make it visual too, so I'm probably going to use plastic boxes, like really useful boxes, and then so you can still see what's inside, rather than opaque boxes, unless it's just loose or unpainted stuff. The light in here is broken. It gave up the ghost a few days ago, so hence that's why we're using that nice lamp. It's quite a cozy room. This is going to be a guest room / library, as you can see by the bookshelves. The other side of the wall, which we looked at earlier, will also likely get more books on it once I clear my rubbish off there. But yeah, basically unloaded tons and tons of books onto here. So it's all books along the wall. And then I ran out of place to put my things, so I ended up just stashing miniatures on shelves, much to Catherine's chagrin. But yeah, so there's like stuff just hanging around which needs to go. But you can see, like, look at all the rubbish I've saved over the years. 6mm World War I stuff, 100 Years War stuff. There's a ton of 40k box sets down here that are still unopened. Those Foundry boxes I talked about in one of my last videos, you know, the good deal ones. And there's just pieces everywhere, like Warhammer stuff and 40k stuff and loads of historical stuff and some Airfix kits. Just everything is just jumbled up here. There's some carry cases with painted miniatures stashed under the Christmas tree over there. You probably can't see them very well. Boxes and boxes of things, which I'll talk about when we do our At the Foot of Lead Mountain videos, as we filter through these things. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was just that, like, I've got so much crap. It's got to go somewhere. The plan is to essentially move it all in, well, not move it all, but like sort through it and then bring it in here and then like have it nicely stashed away so it doesn't sort of ruin the look. You can see here, this is clearly Catherine's. Well, not clearly. Some of this is mine, some of this is Catherine's. So the Latin and the Greek stuff, the classical Greek stuff's mine. The books in Greek, in modern Greek, are all Catherine's. She got loads of comic books and stuff from when she was a kid, and children's books and stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's this room here. Which the other thing as well is, I think, because there's stuff underneath the bed too. I forgot to mention. This bed folds away when it's not in use. Obviously, we've had somebody staying with us, and we still have to like tidy up after they've left now. But what I think will happen in the end is, comparing this space, which isn't massive, there's enough room in here for a 6x4 or an 8x6 table easily. And then, because compared to this space, which is more communal, I could fit the table here. Once this is obviously gone, we're selling this or getting rid of it today. Once we'll have space there as well. But I don't like the idea of having to tear down the table, you know, over and over. I don't know, it just doesn't sit right. So anyway, let me show you some other stuff about this downstairs basement area. So there's a whole house upstairs. That's the nice thing, right? There's also this. There's a sauna. Doesn't currently work, unfortunately. I mean, we know that it has worked in the past, but it looks like the electrics got removed by the last owner. There's a bathroom here, some little doors here that Constantina closed, and the reason that the power went from the sauna was they installed a stove, so they needed a high amperage circuit, and I think that's what they've done there, is taken that out. Little boiler room area, this all needs cleaning up. But then look at these walls. Who paints a downstairs basement kitchen with no natural light, bottle green or rifle green? I don't know what you want to call it, but it's ridiculous. So one of my jobs this summer is going to be repainting this whole room, and then, I mean, it's not great. But I do have my trusty coffee machine here. I think Von Ketteringham has his coffee machine. He has a Tassimo. I have an espresso. I have one upstairs, one downstairs, because I can't be far away from my capsules. And then what I'm thinking of doing is, once this is all repainted a nice white color so that the room feels a bit more spacious, we're going to end up putting a bar in here, I think. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. If we're going to do the bar butted up against the wall, so it's like a console type thing where you stand and make your drinks or whatever. But like, I want like a drinks cabinet type thing. I did think of doing a bar here, and then having like a little space here so I could put up all my old army stuff on the walls and any other memorabilia like that. Don't have guests very often that are drinkers, but it's nice to have a bar. I do enjoy a tipple every now and then. Currently we're sort of reduced to stashing things in cupboards, which isn't great. But yeah, this green color was a very interesting choice. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a sense of what the space looks like, and then also what my plans are for the near future. I'm off to Florida this week for work, so my plan is that once I start sorting through stuff and I start cataloging everything in more detail, that all the Warhammer stuff and the 40k stuff and the Pike and Shot stuff and all the box sets that you see up on the top there will basically be gone, and we'll free up all this room, and then have you know, more space for things that are perhaps more nice to look at. Yeah, anyway, so so there's lots to do. As you can see, the place is still a mess. As I said, we moved in last June, so it's almost a year that we've been here. Just about a year we've been here, and we still have a lot of work to do. And I think one of the big issues was this, that, you know, it's difficult when you have somebody here as a guest. You don't want to constantly be coming and going in their space, because obviously they're your guest, and you know, it's not an ideal situation for either party. But by the same token, you want your guests to feel welcome and like they have a space of their own. So we've kind of stayed out of the downstairs as much as possible until recently, and then I've been working my painting time around when the lady that was staying here wasn't here, so that she didn't have to put up with me making videos and such. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a quick update just to give you a sense of what's going on over here, what the space looks like, and hopefully it gives you some insight into what the reality is like on the ground here. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll finish where we started. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon. Goodbye.